Week 21 of the 2025-26 NBA season is over, which means it's time to run it back. This is Run It Back NBA Week in Review, Heat Edition. I'm Eric Labrador at thepeachbasket.net covering the Miami Heat. This is the show where we recap the week that was in the NBA and then highlight the marquee matchup for the week to come for the Miami Heat. In our review of the week segment, the Heat went 3-1. Detroit was a big game and a big win. Detroit was coming off of a back-to-back, but them's the breaks. The word is that other than Cade Cunningham, the Pistons have no other real offensive threat, no defined shooting. It looks like Jalen Duren, he has his nights. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So the Heat got a good win. Washington was a magical game. Bam Adebayo had what he's never had before. He was allowed to go ham on the Wizards. There was no hero, there was no power, there was no other defined scoring option other than him, and he was given the green light by Eric Spoelstra, and he delivered. 83 points. I ordered my shirt already. It's coming soon. The Milwaukee game on Thursday was an important game because the Bucks came to play. They were fighting back and forth until the last minutes of the game, and the Heat showed their mental toughness, something they've been lacking this season, in putting away the Bucks. The Orlando game last night was a missed opportunity. Yes, the 5-second call on Pelle Larsson was crucial, but the referees, based on how they see the game going, their judgment of the pace of the game, the referee called 5 seconds on time. The Heat, though, could have done something about getting dominated on the boards by 18 and not waiting to play hard until what seemed like the last 2 minutes of the game. The Magic had this one throughout. So here we move on. Our power ranking segment is the only objective overall top 10 NBA power rankings anywhere, and you can read about how we get to these rankings and see the entire list at thepeachbasket.net. The Heat dropped to 7th and 14th, where they've been pretty much going back and forth between 6th and 7th the whole season. The Pistons, Celtics, and Knicks are on winning streaks. The Cavaliers, the Raptors are now in front of the Heat by a game and a half and are competing with Orlando for the 4th seed. So the Heat have fallen away from the front of the pack. Let's see what they can do in the upcoming week. In our standout stats segment, Bam had a great week, leading the team in game score, which is everything minus pace, points, total points, three-pointers made, and field goals attempted. The guy, when he was called on, and you can see that if somebody, hello, where, I'm talking to you, can take away the burden of all the defensive responsibility off of Bam, Bam will cook like no one's ever seen before. That's a common phrase we're hearing now constantly. Kalel Ware led the team in all rebounding categories. Last night could have been a game where Kalel had more of an effect. He did manage to scratch out a double by the end of the game, but he led the team in all rebounding categories. He's staying consistent at least. Jaime Jaquez averaged 7.3 assists per game, and Drew Smith had a 2.3 steals average. So, as the guys play, everybody is raising their floor, and then based on a night after night basis, case in point, Pelle Larsson had a career high 28 points against Milwaukee. They're going to raise their floor and then set themselves up for fantastic performances in the playoffs. In our marquee matchup segment, the Heat, I use the example of a cycling race that the Heat managed to, in the last couple of kilometers or in the last stage, move up to the front of the pack. They were mired before in the 8th, 9th, 10th seeds. Then they came up, started to compete for the fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now they've dropped back a little bit. They play Charlotte at Charlotte again. Charlotte is going to want a get back game for what the Heat took from them last time, and Charlotte could really put a hurting on the Heat if they were to beat them in Charlotte. It's very important for the Heat not to get swallowed up by the back of the pack and win this game in Charlotte on Tuesday. Then they play the Lakers at home. It's a Thursday night game. It's going to be on TV. LeBron is back in town. The Heat need a buzz, and the Lake Show is the place to do it with Luka and Austin Reeves leading the Lakers. LeBron suffering contusions, arthritis in his feet, but he's probably going to play. And the Lakers will play the Heat on a second night of a back-to-back where the main part of their focus is going to be playing Houston for the third seed in the Western Conference on Monday and Wednesday. Then the Heat go and play a return game against Houston at Houston. Now, the Rockets are 23-8 at home. They're pretty much world beaters. They're tied with the Lakers for the fourth spot, or they're, depending on where you look, back a half a game. They're in fourth. The Lakers are in third. But they will be playing the Heat in a final game of a 3 games and 4 night stretch. So, if the Heat go and worry about defending, they put their Heat culture, their physicality on the Lakers and the Rockets, they could come out with a couple of wins. If they do the reverse, like I put in my article that I released today, like Jimmy Butler, his words linger through the Kaseya Center, through the organization. If we worry too much about making shots and not defending, we're going to lose the games. The guy's gone, but the phrase, it's fresh, and it works in this situation. Now we move to our AI mode search for the Miami Heat, and this is what I got. Bam Adebayo called out the referees for the crucial 5-second violation late in the game. Coach Spoelstra also thought it was a quick 5-second call. I took a look at it on NBA TV. It was a judgment call, and I've been played. The referee called it, and you can't really fault the referee for that. It was just, why did the Heat get out rebounded by 18? To me, that overrides the 5-second violation. Then the Heat have the 22nd hardest schedule of the NBA teams. That's less than average, so that's pretty good. And they have an opportunity to gain ground and secure the 5th or 6th seed. Now, Tyler Hero, he scored 10 points last night. It's a very important game against the Magic. He was needed. He said he was experiencing some left quad soreness. Tyler Hero gets a free pass because he scored a good amount against Detroit and against Milwaukee. But left quad soreness? Really? 10 points? Really? A problem with that, but that's just me. Everybody, week 21 is over, and we'll see what happens with the Heat in week 22 and what they were able to do. Let's run it back next week. Have a good day, everybody.